If you have ever pulled off a full work day, answered every email, hit every deadline, and then collapsed onto your couch unable to do a single load of laundry or even pick up a glass of water, you are not lazy. You are probably in something neuroscientists are now calling functional freeze, and a Cleveland Clinic survey from 2026 estimates that as many as 1 in 3 working adults in the United States are stuck in this exact state without realizing it. Functional freeze is the high-performance cousin of the classic freeze response your body uses in danger. Most people learned about fight, flight, or freeze in school. But Dr. Stephen Porges, the University of North Carolina neuroscientist who developed polyvagal theory, describes a quieter version of freeze called dorsal vagal shutdown, where the parasympathetic nervous system slams the brakes to conserve energy under chronic stress. You still go through the motions of work and family, but inside, the lights are dim. Your body is running on a kind of biological energy saver mode. The science is now catching up with what TikTok creators have been describing for years. A 2025 study in the journal Nature Mental Health found that people with sustained high cortisol from chronic workplace stress showed reduced activity in the ventromedial prefrontal cortex, the part of the brain responsible for motivation, planning, and feeling rewarded by your own life. The result is the strange paradox that researchers at the Yale Stress Center have documented again and again: outwardly capable people who feel completely numb the moment they stop performing. Dr. Peter Levine, the trauma researcher who founded Somatic Experiencing, explains it this way: when your nervous system is asked to stay in a low-key state of threat for months or years on end, your brain stops bothering to generate the wanting signal. You are not depressed in the clinical sense. You are not unmotivated because you are weak. You are running a survival program. And willpower, as Yale clinical psychologist Dr. Kelly McGonigal points out in her 2024 review of stress research, actually makes it worse. Pushing harder triggers more cortisol, which deepens the freeze. So how do you actually get out of it? Here are 3 moves the research supports. First, do not start with your to-do list. Start with your body. Dr. Bessel van der Kolk, author of The Body Keeps the Score, has spent decades showing that the freeze response is held in the body, not the mind, which is why thinking your way out of it never works. The fastest evidence-backed reset is something called orienting. Stop scrolling. Slowly turn your head and look around the room. Notice 5 real objects. Feel your feet on the floor. A 2023 paper in Frontiers in Psychology found that this simple 2-minute practice activates the ventral vagal branch of the nervous system within 90 seconds, signaling safety to your brainstem and lifting the freeze. Second, lower the bar so far that your body cannot say no. Behavioral activation, one of the most studied treatments in clinical psychology, works by tricking the freeze response with what Dr. Sona Dimidjian at the University of Colorado calls outside-in motivation. You do not wait to feel like exercising. You put on one shoe. That is it. The research, including a 2016 Lancet trial of more than 400 adults, shows that micro-actions completed against zero resistance restart the dopamine wanting circuit far more reliably than any motivational hack. Third, schedule what Dr. Saundra Dalton-Smith, the physician and author of Sacred Rest, calls real rest, not phone rest. Doom scrolling looks restful, but a 2024 University of Pennsylvania study of over 6,000 adults found that passive screen time after work actually deepens functional freeze by keeping the brain in a state of low-grade vigilance. Trade 20 minutes of scrolling for 20 minutes of something genuinely passive: lying flat on the floor, a warm shower, a slow walk without your phone. Your nervous system needs the off-ramp. The most important thing to understand is that functional freeze is not a personality flaw. It is your body protecting you from something it perceives as too much for too long. Treat it the way you would treat a sprained ankle. Rest it, move it gently, and stop yelling at it for not running. If this resonated with you, hit subscribe for more research-backed psychology you can actually use, and drop a comment telling me which of the 3 moves you are going to try first. I read every one. And if you are stuck, send this to one friend who needs it. Sometimes the first move out of freeze is just being seen.